and welcome to another Tumblr Ask. This user asked for Hunter and then provided me some options, which is wonderful because rather than picking one or the other, I figured I would go ahead and try to make a two-panel comic. The expressions are similar enough that they kind of work for two panels to make like a teeny tiny little narrative, and in order to help myself create this little comic, I threw down some dialogue for myself based on a situation of the Bad Batch watching a movie. So now that we've got an idea of kind of what we're doing, we can see that I've got the breakdown of the expressions and me figuring out kind of what those expressions are doing, breaking down the color palettes by value and filling them out so that they're easy to color pick. And then based on those expressions and the situation that I've created, building out the body language and poses that kind of go along with what the expressions are sort of implying. And having that dialogue there and that situation really helps with that. So from when we move from one panel to the next, there's kind of like, there's some changes that are easily implied and can be seen and then depicted. When it comes to inking, previously I was using a brush that had a very rough outer edge to it. So it was very, I always want to use the word like scrungly. It was kind of messy and like made me feel better about inking because it's still something that I don't think that I'm very good at, and learning how to get better. So using a messier brush made me more comfortable with making mistakes. And now I have been trying to use a brush called a G pen, which is round and tapers a lot and is much smoother than the brush I was using previously. Inking, I have tried my best to think about the shapes that I'm creating while inking to make my life easier when it comes to the filling stage or the flatting stage, using the fill tool, which relies on, you know, shapes that are complete in order to fill them so that you don't accidentally fill the whole canvas. So I am flatting intentionally now in order to make the process a little bit faster, which seems to be working for the most part. Something else I'm trying to do is use selection tools so that I'm not trying to freehand everything, and having good inks and then good flats makes it really easy to select colors and then just paint inside of those colors. For these two color palettes, I picked the one that is a little more cohesive for the first panel with the expression that is not as extreme, and then the expression that is more extreme on the right. I use the color palette that has more contrast in it and is less cohesive to sort of go along with that more extreme expression. And then I used the lightest color from each palette as the highlight and lit them from underneath as if they were watching a movie. And one of the wonderful things about working digitally is that you have these great things like filters and masks and stuff, and I'm still learning how to use this halftone filter, so you'll have to forgive all of the fiddling there. But we get there eventually. We add in the dialogue that I had quickly written down, and then there we go. After we get a signature on there, that is the finished two-panel comic of Hunter. Thank you so much for the ask, and thank you for watching.